How's it, guys? So today I'm bringing you something slightly different. Obviously you guys know this is predominantly a vlogging channel, but in my most recent vlogs you've obviously seen I've done a lot more photography and including some of my photography into the vlogs. So I thought I would just bring you a video where I share some of the tips that I've learned through my 3-4 years of photography. I'm what you'd call a self-taught photographer, where everything that I've learned from someone else while taking photos, or someone's taught me something, or I've just looked it up online and figured out how to do it. So I just thought that I would share some of the valuable skills that I have picked up over my 3-4 years of taking photos with you guys. So my first tip is to vary your angles and your settings. Often I'll go out with a specific photo in mind, but I find that the better photo comes from when I've gone and I've taken that photo, I kind of think I've captured it, and then I just change things up. I change up my settings, I change up the idea, so just spice it up a little bit. I've got a great example of this actually recently when we were in Budapest. I was trying to take a nice photo of my girlfriend on the bed, and I had a very specific photo in mind, and after a while it wasn't exactly turning out how I wanted, and I just started changing things up, and as you'll see, I ended up getting what is my favorite photo just because I started messing around. But while keeping my first tip in mind, my second tip is don't just shoot thousands and thousands of photos because you can. These days everything is digital. Unless you're shooting on film, then you will be precious about your shots. But don't take thousands of the same photo. Take as many photos as you want, but don't take a lot of exactly the same thing and think, you know what, I'll sort this out later. I'll find the best one later and I'll go through them and I'll edit them or whatever. Because if you're like me, you won't. So be precise about what you're wanting to shoot. And that ties in nicely with the third tip, which is put the effort into the photo, not into the edit. You will save yourself so much time just by putting in a little bit more effort when you're taking the photo rather than saying, I'll fix it in post. One of the things that you'll often hear photographers say is that you can fix it in post. It's always, I'll fix it in post. Of course it's possible, but my advice would be to put the time into taking the photo and you will save yourself time in the edit. This next tip is a massive one that you have to learn over time. It's tricky, it's not easy, but it's to have patience. Take your time when you're taking photos. Don't get impatient and hastily rush something. This is obviously more specific to a shoot, but if you're out on the street, take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Most photographers will tell you don't work with children or animals, and that's mostly because they require an extraordinary amount of patience and they will drive you up the wall. Something that I've learned only recently actually is that if you're going out to take photos, whether it's street photography, whether it's landscape photography, and you have your backpack with all your gear and everything, do not put your camera away. For me, when my camera's away, I'm like, oh, if I see something, I'll take a photo of it. Whereas if it's in my hand, on a strap, if you see something, you can take a photo of it immediately. This also ties in nicely to my next point, which is just take the photo. If you see something that you think might make a nice photo, for whatever reason it is, whether it's for Instagram, whether it's a private, personal portfolio, just take it. If you don't like it, that's fine, at least you tried. But there's no way to go back and recreate a genuine moment that you can then try and recapture. Tip number 7, don't care what people think of you when you're taking photos. Sometimes you gotta get low to the ground. Sometimes you have to hold your iPhone just slightly above a puddle and people who are walking past might laugh. But then again, they don't get it. So don't care what people think. I know this a lot from vlogging in public, where you're walking around holding a camera, holding a phone, whatever it may be. People will give you looks, but who cares? You shouldn't. You don't know them. They don't know you. Everyone's doing their own thing. So don't care what people think and just take the photo. This one I can't stress enough because I have made this mistake many times, where if you're going out to shoot a sunset, stay until the sunset is completely done. Often if there's clouds in the sky, the colors will pop long after sunset, or what you think is sunset has already happened. There's 3 different lights when it comes to sunset. You get golden hour, then you get the kind of sunset popping on the horizon where you get beautiful pink, purpley, bluey skies, and then you get the twilight zone, which is the blue hour, it's also called. If you're going to take photos of something at sunset, stay for golden hour, the color popping, and then twilight, because Every sunset is different. You don't know which one is going to be the best and produce the best photo for you. And last but not least, my 9th tip for you guys is collaborate. Collaborate, collaborate, collaborate. Everything that I have learned has either been through just taking photos myself and figuring things out, or shooting with other photographers and learning, even if it's one thing from another photographer, you take that, you learn that, and you've got that with you forever. I've been lucky enough to collaborate with a bunch of different photographers, and it doesn't matter their size or if they're big on Instagram, if they're little, everyone brings their own special talent to the table and their own style and techniques. So I would encourage you more than anything to just go out and shoot with friends. If your friends aren't into photography, you can teach them something, and you never know. You never know what skills other people have that you can learn from until you've learned them. That being said, I think this is a perfect opportunity to thank the sponsor of this video, which is Skillshare. If you guys enjoyed this video, or you enjoy videos like this, you can find many others on Skillshare.com. Skillshare is an online learning platform, and they have over 17,000 different classes, all taught by peers and experts in their fields. And the classes aren't limited to photography things like this, where they also do web design, there's gaming where you can learn to code. They've got a massive variance of what type of things you can learn. I use it a lot for learning things in Lightroom, Premiere Pro, how to take better photos, similar to this video. One of the classes that I've actually taken has been one by Tyson Wheatley, who on Instagram is at TWHeat. Well, that's what we call him, but it's T Wheat. And I've actually had the opportunity to meet him and shoot with him. So it's really interesting to see his perspective, and he gives a really good class, and I would recommend you to check that one out. So Skillshare's premium membership actually lets you access all of their classes. So if you guys want to try out Skillshare, you will find a link in the top line of the description. The first 500 people to sign up using that link can get a 2-month trial of their premium membership package for only 99 cents. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you thought of this type of video. If you want to see more photography tips, video tips, editing tips, Lightroom tips, whatever you want to see, let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, pop a little thumbs up. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. Check out some of my other videos. They should be popping up around me. Otherwise, I'll check you guys in the next video or in the daily vlog. Whichever, it's up to you. Depends which one you click on. What are you guys choosing?